What is up, guys? I am back. I know it's been a little late, and I apologize for that. I really do. But this week's gotten the best of me, and I can't really get around school. But this is the Week 5 match against ShadyPenguinn, otherwise known as the owner of the New York Mankeys. He's in our division, and it's going to be a good match if it's a division match. I prepped for this match. Not the way that it didn't go the way I expected. Hey, look at me in the background. The only disadvantage of screen recording. But yeah, I prepped for this match. I tried really hard to expect something, but it's not the case, as you'll see. Anyway, I lead off with Charizard X. He leads off with Torkoal. I led off with Charizard X because I figured it was the best opportunity based on his team. Even if the only thing that I would have a problem with is if he led with T-Tar. So I go for D-Claw. I wanted to see I thought his Torkoal set up rocks. I really did. Not have Earth Power. I actually didn't even know Torkoal got Earth Power. Go me, right? So I switch out because it does over half. My Dragon Claw does nothing because it's obviously defensive. He sets up rocks. That was a good play. At least I think so. He sets up. I guess he knew because I was going to switch out to set up rocks. But I go into Starmie. I threaten him out obviously because Torkoal, if it's defensive, obviously can't take very many special defensive hits. So he goes into T-Tar. He gets the sand up, and I know that he's going to get a special defensive boost. Now I go for T-Bolt. I thought for just a moment that he would go into Crawdon. If he went into Crawdon, then that would be a nice hit, nice prediction on my part. But that's not the case. So I can't stay in because I'm not looking to get crunched or Stone Edge or Earthquake or whatever. He goes for Dragon Tail, so that right off the bat I know that it's defensive or some kind of support set, not the offensive build with Fire Blast and whatnot. So he Dragon Tails, takes out Barb's damage obviously, and then I go back into Starmie. In my head I was saying, this is not a bad switch in, but I make a good move here. He even said in his narration that this was a good play. I switched back into Ferrothorn. He thought, he can just hit me with a crunch as I go for Hydro Pump, but that wasn't the case because I wasn't about to let my Starmie just die for free. I'm starting to learn, guys. I'm not just letting things die and then regretting it later. I have a few battles like that, obviously, if you've seen, but So he switches out. He went for crunch, takes more Iron Barb's damage. Now, if you saw, he didn't have any leftovers, so that means that he can't get any recovery back. So any damage is good damage on that Tyranitar. I go for T-Wave. I thought he would stay in again. Maybe go for Dragon Tail, whatever, but I figured Paralyzed T-Tar is better than a normal one. But he goes into Torkoal, and I get a T-Wave off. This is good for later in the battles, you'll see. I switch out because I am not taking a Lava Plume. I go back into Starmie, even if he goes for Earth Power, or Lava Plume, as you'll see right here. It's not going to do that much, but small oversight on my part. I kept Rapid Spin on this Starmie. This was from the last battle because I thought that Kyle would set up rocks in our battle to kind of cripple my Charizard, but that wasn't the case. So I didn't put Recover on, and that's one mistake I made this battle, besides my entire game plan being wrong. So here he switches out, and I was like, screw it, I'm not going to overpredict, just go for Hydro Pump. I figure it's good damage no matter what. This thing is, he thought in his narration this was Scarfed, but this is actually a Expert Belt set, which I kind of like to bluff between the Scarf and whatnot. So I go for 2 Hydro Pumps. It takes him out clean. No problem. I don't have to worry about T-Tar anymore. So when Sand goes away, it's gone. And I'm thankful for that because there's no more special defense boosts and whatever, and we can move on. So he goes into Noivern, and I figured, I don't want Starmie to take any more hits because it's very low enough, and I kind of need it for the future. I go to Mandibuzz. Obviously, if you guys have been around long enough, you'll see this is my dedicated special defensive wall. He goes to Fire Blast, obviously not Stab. It's not going to hit that hard. I was expecting a Draco, to be honest, but I figured that was a little too bold for him to go for. This is my second mistake, and I'll point out every mistake here because I seem to be really good at doing that. I go for Roost. I was battling with my roommate next to me, and he's saying go for Roost or go for. I was saying go for Roost or go for Knockoff. I should have went for Knockoff. That would have knocked off the Life Orb, and this probably would have done so much damage. Granted, it probably still would have to a KO with Earthquake on my Ferrothorn, but it probably wouldn't have did so much damage that it's not gonna hurt me later. Again, so many mistakes I make, but hey, I try to recover. So he goes to 2 Earthquakes. They knock me out. Son of a bitch. All right, so it's 5-5 now. I go to Mienshao. He thought this thing was the Scarf set with like U-turn and HJK and everything, but this is actually a fake out set. I figured with him having priority and having Noivern, priority Ice Shard, and having Noivern, which is really fast, I figure Fake Out would be good because it's good damage, it prevents them from hitting for 1 turn, and it could be a good revenge kill tactic. So I go for Fake Out. He goes in Torkoal obviously because I take it no problem, and then I go for U-turn. Let's just get initiative, and I I don't want to keep hitting this Torkoal with a physical defensive with a physically based Pokemon. So I go into Mandibuzz. He said this is a good play, me going to Mandibuzz. I just thought it's special defensive. It could take any hit, no problem. He can't get rid of my recovery, and I can roost off anything that he tries to do to me. So I go for knockoff. I take away his leftovers. I get a crit. It just kills this Torkoal faster, to be honest. But I go for knockoff. I get rid of his leftovers, so any damage on him again, like the T-Tar, is good damage. He's trying to go for burn here with his lava plumes, is what he said. He gets one para right there, which that's why I said the T-Wave mattered. So I go for another knockoff. I thought that would kill, and he gets a second para. So that's 2 turns of damage that didn't go against Mandibuzz, which I'm totally okay with. I go this knockoff. I take him out. If he had gotten that damage off, I probably would have forced the roost, but then again, maybe not quite. Or maybe if he got enough damage on me with a crit or something, or burn, I wouldn't be able to live a rock switch in. But he goes into Mamoswine. If this thing I had knocked his life orb off instead of roosting, I probably would have been in a better position. But he goes for the Icicle Crash. He was just thinking, gotta get rid of this Mandibuzz. That was smart on his part, but here is the third mistake. Well, not necessarily a mistake. This scissor set was a mistake on my part. I protect the switch. I wasn't just gonna go straight for BP because this thing is not a banded set. I go for Swords Dance to get a +2. This was such a fucking mistake. I can't believe this thing didn't have an item on it, and as you can see, because it didn't have a Muscle Band, Life Orb, Steel Plate, whatever, it doesn't kill. If I had an item, that Noivern would have been out of the way, and this battle would have been so different. Because if I got a +1 up here with Charizard, which probably wouldn't happen because he went into Mamoswine, I probably would have swept his team, to be honest. And it pissed me off to no end that I didn't put an item. I was expecting him to go to Trevenant, so I had Thief on that Scissor, and that would have gave me a chance of getting rid of Scissor without any kind of problem. So he goes into Claudia. I was expecting an Aqua Jet there. I had prepped for this. I was looking at how much an unboosted Aqua Jet for Revenge Kill and all that would do, and it wouldn't have killed. But I guess I didn't account for a +1 Crab Hammer with adaptability and everything. So fuck me. He takes out Charizard. So I lost 2 Pokemon for just no reason. That play with the Scissor is what really killed me. If I had gotten rid of Noivern and then just had a +2 with BP, I could have just taken out a lot of things. Even this Braylon probably would have taken a lot of damage, and then fake out on top of that with Mienshao. Man, just fuck annoys me. This battle I could have had. But I fake out U-turn Balloon. He force palms. This done so much damage. I know it's technician boosted, but oh my god. So obviously it's enough to get a 2 KO on Mandibuzz. So those 2 turns, I think, just turned the tide of this battle all the way around. Like it was somewhat in my favor. I was making my plays, but then it just happens that I lose Scissor because I don't put a fucking item on it. At least if I had a Muscle Band on it, because I thought whatever. Goes for Mach Punch, attempts to take me out. He thought that if he hit me with Mach Punch, it would take me down to the point where Life Orb would take me out. But I live on 8! Thank you, Mienshao. So I U-turn out, going to Starmie, and he goes into Noivern. Yeah? Noivern. Yeah. Now, this wouldn't happen if I had actually killed this thing. This thing's obviously faster than my entire team now, so he just goes for Dragon Pulse, gets the easy kill, and we're getting towards the end, guys. Again, I know that our division, besides having the Crobat, with the what is he? The LA Needle Kings. He's taken away. He's running with the division, man. But I'm still in contention because Shady's -1. I'm +1 after this battle, and then Steve's all the way down in -11. But we're still in contention, guys. So I go for Fake Out. Knockout is Noivern. He takes me out with the Eye Shard. I don't think I would have lived it without if I actually had knocked off his Life Orb. But I probably would have had a little bit more capability of living. But hey, it's another battle, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Man, Sharpedos are down. Alright, take care, guys.